Emotions and money. The hidden drivers of financial decisions. Welcome to Module 3, Emotions and Money. Here's something most people don't realize. Money is rarely about numbers alone. It's rarely just logic, spreadsheets, or calculators. Money is deeply, deeply emotional. Every purchase you've ever made, every investment you've taken or avoided, and every financial choice, whether big or small, has had emotions pulling the strings behind the scenes. Sometimes it's fear whispering, "Don't take the risk, you might lose everything." Sometimes it's guilt, quietly saying, "You don't deserve this. Who are you to want more?" And sometimes it's stress, shouting at you in the heat of the moment. You need a quick fix right now, or else everything will collapse. The truth is, these emotions often speak louder than facts, louder than logic, and louder than reason itself. And when they do, they drive our decisions in ways we don't even notice, until the consequences show up later. That's why understanding your emotions around money is the very first step to mastering them. Because if you don't recognize the emotional drivers behind your financial decisions, you'll keep repeating the same patterns without ever knowing why. Awareness is the doorway to change. Why emotions matter. Feelings, actions, results. Let's break this down in the simplest way possible. When emotions are in the driver's seat, logic gets shoved into the back seat. It doesn't matter how much you know about money or how smart you are. If your emotions take over, they will dictate your actions. Fear stops people from investing. Even when they know it's the right move, fear convinces them to stay frozen. Guilt makes people overspend. They work hard, earn money, and instead of enjoying it responsibly, guilt drives them to give it away too quickly or spend it to make up for something. And stress pushes people into some of the worst financial decisions, rushed loans, payday advances, or impulse spending that brings momentary relief, but long-term regret. Think about it for a moment. Someone might know that investing could grow their wealth. They've done the math, they see the opportunity, but fear whispers, "It's too risky." So they freeze, they do nothing, and the opportunity slips away. Or maybe someone carefully budgets and saves, but then guilt sneaks in, telling them they don't deserve to keep that money. They overspend on others, or buy things they don't even want, just to quiet that feeling. Or maybe someone drowning in stress feels the pressure to act fast. They swipe the credit card, they sign a bad loan, and deep down they know it'll cost them later, but in the moment, stress blinded them. Here's the truth. Money results are not shaped by numbers on a page. They are shaped by the emotions you feel in your chest. Until you learn to notice and manage them, those emotions will run your financial life. The big three emotions: fear, guilt, stress. Now, out of all the emotions that influence financial decisions, 3 show up more than any others. Let's call them the big 3: fear, guilt, and stress. 1. Fear. This is the fear of losing money, the fear of failing, the fear of not having enough. Fear freezes you in place, convincing you to play small, stay safe, and avoid opportunities. 2. Guilt. Guilt shows up when you feel unworthy of money. It's the guilt of earning, feeling like you don't deserve it. The guilt of spending, feeling bad when you do something for yourself. Or even the guilt of keeping money, like holding on to it makes you selfish. 3. Stress. Stress is the constant pressure of bills, the weight of debt, the anxiety of uncertainty about the future. Stress clouds judgment and creates panic-driven decisions. Each one of these emotions is powerful enough to derail your financial future if you let them go unchecked. But here's the encouraging part. Once you see them, name them, and face them, they lose much of their power. Naming your emotions takes you from being controlled to being in control. Self-check your emotional triggers. Let's make this real for you. Take a moment right now and think of one recent financial decision you made. It doesn't have to be huge. It could be something as small as buying something online, or as big as avoiding an investment or stressing over a bill. Now ask yourself, which emotion influenced me the most in that moment? Was it fear? Was it guilt? Or was it stress? Write it down in your workbook. Don't just think it, capture it on paper. Because the act of writing brings clarity. This small step of awareness may seem simple, but it's powerful. It's the very beginning of transformation. Because once you start seeing your emotional patterns clearly, you finally have the power to change them. And that's where your financial breakthrough begins.